Okay. Out of the fire, the Rangers have gotten to their cars just in time. They head for the shoreline and Adam sees that they're all alright, celebrating. He walks to meet up with them, finding the base of the volcano. Meanwhile, Divatox is now on land with Rygog and Elgar, who are bringing Jason on a leash, as well as Larigo and his family, all of which are in cages. Adam sees this and he sees that Larigo isn't doing so great. Divatox then gets to the base of the volcano, but then the natives come out attempting to ambush Divatox and gang. They bring Kimberly out on a stretcher that they've tied her to, and Divatox explains that they're the Malakayans, guardians of Malagor. She then gives Larigo back his wand, and after he looks at his wife, he's forced to use his magic to scare the natives into worshipping them. They walk toward the door to enter Malagor's home. Adam meets up with the others, and Adam explains that Larigo is pretty much dying. They're going to leave their vehicles here and go for the silent approach. Shift into turbo! The Rangers morph, and can we just talk about how Justin grows? I mean, that's weird. The Rangers then run off. Meanwhile, Divatox is excited to see Malagor's place, talking about how nice the steaming skulls are. Then they put Jason and Kim together while Larigo and his family are together. She then just pushes Larigo to the ground, saying how he won't be around to do much. She says that they're going to feed Jason and Kim to Malagor first, but then they're also going to give him Larigo's family for dessert. Meanwhile, the Rangers are running allegedly super fast in the forest. Justin finds a path towards the sound and he's running in without a worry, and the others try to tell him to chill out. Divatox then talks to Malagor, who is a puddle of magma in front of her. She tells him that she has brought these two humans to be his food. Then we see the Rangers and their headlights are on, which is cool to see, to be honest. Then the Rangers rush in and Kimberly says, "Rangers, this is Divatox. Divatox, this is your worst nightmare." And Divatox tells her warriors to just lower Jason and Kim into the fire. Justin beats the crap out of some warriors, but Elgar comes after him while the others are fighting off warriors and also the natives. Then Adam gives Larigo to his wife. This fight gives Rygog opportunity to then just take the wheel, lowering Kim and Jason, and Elgar just chokes Adam out with a whip. They're trying so hard to save them, but nope. Divatox says that they're too late now because they've already become the spawns of evil. Suddenly, Kimberly and Jason reappear with red eyes, breaking their chains. Tommy tries to stop Kim, but he gets hit away, and then Jason just beats up a 12-year-old boy. Kat then tries to talk sense into Kimberly, but Kimberly says that evil is like evil does. Tommy then rips off his helmet to show Kim his luscious locks, but it doesn't do anything. Jason then takes on Tommy, who drops his helmet in the process. Kim then tells Kat that Pink is out, kicking her away. Wonder if she knows that Tommy and Kat are now dating. Jason then holds Tommy over the fire, choking him. Divatox and Kim chant for him to throw Tommy into the fire, and Jason says no, this one is mine and whatnot. Then Tommy kicks Jason, hitting him over him. Tommy catches him and Larigo uses his magic with his wife to turn Kimberly back into a boring old person. Then an explosion goes off and it knocks Jason out, disorienting him. Tommy gets his helmet, putting it back on, and Kim says that she'll get the Lyarians. Divatox then talks to Malagor and they see that Kim has freed them. Then Elgar laments that they don't have a sacrifice for Malagor, and Divatox says that they do, and then she ends up tossing her pet eel onto Elgar, tossing him into the fire. She then tells Rygog to remind her to get a new pet. Then the Lyarians make Jason good again with their magic, just in time for him to help Kim fend off of some of Divatox's warriors. I will say though, it's nice to see Kim get some hits in on her own beforehand. Tommy takes on a bunch of the warriors and the Rangers regroup when a giant explosion erupts in the fire pit, and Divatox tells everyone to straighten up because here comes her new husband. Then Malagor begins to climb out of the fire pit and instantly Divatox's face drops. Kat is understandably confused about her wanting to marry this guy, and on cue we get Rygog saying, you sure about this?" to Divatox. Then Justin tells the others that they should break out the hardware, and they spin around taking out their power weapons. Tommy has the turbo lightning sword. Justin has the turbo hand blasters. Tanya has the turbo star chargers. Adam has the turbo thunder cannon, and Kat has the turbo wind fire. Also, Divatox is terrified to talk to Malagor, but Rygog keeps telling her to do so. She says that he looks great, going to shake his hand, and this causes her to get electrocuted. Then the Rangers fire lasers from their weapons at Malagor, somehow. I mean, Tommy has a damn sword and he's firing lasers. Tommy says that they have to get Malagor outside so they can use their Zords. They take on Malagor and Adam gets hit onto the ground and he says that he can't move. Man, did someone else just break their damn back on this movie? Also, all the natives and Divatox and crew are heading out. Kim and Jason are with Larigo and friends, and they say that the place is about to blow, so they gotta start running away. Then, I guess the volcano begins to erupt. The Rangers run out into the forest, and Malagor doesn't even bother with waiting for the door to open for him, bursting through it. The Rangers are now in their vehicles, driving toward a clearing. Are they just gonna make the Megazord against a small monster? Divatox then tells Rygog he's going on a diet the second they get back because they're going to miss the whole fight because of how slow and fat he is. Malagor grows giant, and this leads to the Rangers immediately growing their own Zords into giant versions of the cars, showing a lot of different technological bits all over them. They very slowly create the Megazord, and it's nice to see that there's actually a way for these Zords to come together. Then jets boost from behind as they rise to their feet. Divatox and Rygog are on a cliff watching this fight, and Divatox is cheering on her alleged husband. Then Malagor just starts shooting fire at the Turbo Megazord, causing a lot of explosions and sparks both inside it and outside the Megazord cockpit. Then they take out the sword and shield from the Megazord and they just engage the turbojets, launching forward. They then slash Malagor across his waist and he falls off the edge, falling into the ocean and exploding behind them. That was lame. Rygog tells Divatox that they've got to go because the volcano is erupting, and Divatox is pissed because she doesn't even get any money or jewels from this adventure at all, and now Malagor's dead. She swears to kill the Power Rangers one day for this, and she leaves, blowing past Bulk and Skull in the process. Speaking of which, they're with Kim and Jason and the Lyarians, and the Megazord grabs them, bringing them up to them. Back at the ring, Angel Grove is competing against Stone Canyon, and Jason has replaced Rocky in the fight. Tanya, Justin, and Kat are there with Ernie cheering on their friends. Then Rocky shows up with the coach, and Angel Grove has somehow scored twice, and they just need one more point to win the championship. Jason then gets the last point for them. Surprised it wasn't Tommy. Rocky and the coach celebrate, and Rocky's back still hurts clearly from hugging. Then of course Angel Grove wins, and there's a huge check made out for $25,000 to Little Angel's Haven, so it's going toward the shelter, I guess. Wait, I don't think that's going to do much in the grand scheme of things, guys. Then Justin gets on Tommy's shoulders, celebrating as they hold on to the trophy in the air. The end. Except it's not, because we see some scenes that may have been cut where Bulk, Skull, and Kim and Jason the Lyarians are in the cockpit of the Turbo Megazord, and Bulk and Skull start touching stuff, messing things up. Also, they celebrate and knock themselves out, I guess. Then in the power chamber, the Rangers say goodbye to the Lyarians, but not before Justin gets to hold the baby, who is creepy as hell, by the way. Shift into Turbo! It's okay, this film usually gets torn to shreds by people for one reason or another, but I have to say it's not bad at all. I mean, there's a damn second of breathing room in this entire film. Seriously, there are like zero quiet moments, except for maybe when Kat and Justin talk about his mom and dad on the ship. The movie never really stops pushing forward, and I think it does exactly what it wanted to do. Be a fun action film that introduces us to the new season of Power Rangers. Seriously, I can't complain about it. I mean, as an adult, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of a 12-year-old Power Ranger, but when I first saw this film in theaters when I was about to turn 6, I thought it was so cool because it meant that someone maybe my age could actually be a Power Ranger. It was a marketing tactic to try to bring in new viewers from the waning Zeo numbers, and since Big Bad Beetleborgs was so incredibly popular, which used 3 12-year-olds to become superheroes, as soon as Steve Cardenas said that he wanted to leave, Shugi Levy asked Blake Foster to take on this role, since they had worked together on a previous project. Also, the plot is actually surprisingly complex for a Power Rangers concept. I mean, an evil space pirate wants to marry a demon to rule over the world and get all the riches in the land, but she needs a wizard to do it who is friend with the Rangers. And they even connect the Rangers' keys to being the same as Larigo's key, and it still has time to do fan service by bringing Kimberly and Jason into the fold. I mean, I really don't know what else Power Rangers fans want from a film. It's coherent, it's fast-paced with a lot of action, and it's genuinely a lot of fun. To this day, I'll never understand why people hate this film so much. So what did you think of this film? Did you ever see it when you were younger? Let me know in those comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe because new Ranger reviews come out every single Tuesday and Thursday. And next time we'll be shifting into Turbo with the premiere of the television series Power Rangers Turbo. But until then, may the power protect you.